Welcome back to the Tinkerage Reorganisation vlog, episode 27, and hopefully one of the last few. It is the 30th of May. I'm hoping that tomorrow, 31st of May, I will get the reorganisation mostly finished. I'm sure there'll be some tweaks. This afternoon I've made quite a lot of progress and quite a few changes. Starting with what you can see, mounted hose reel on the ceiling. I wish I had more space, but it's mounted on the ceiling and it's going to be better than having it mounted just hanging on the side. I've done quite a lot of rearrangement up here. You can see that I now have the CD player over here, and things on top of the CD player, and some of these boxes that were on the shelves up there are now moved. Got a little bit of space there for some finishes just in front of string, so nothing that is too important, or rather nothing that requires easy, quick, repeated access. The counter above the sink, obviously I've got these boxes of wood. I'm going to need those tomorrow for making parts. I've got a couple of cans of paint from the door. I need to top up the paint on the outside of the door in a couple of places. And I've got this jug full of some of my father's old tools that I have a project in mind for. If you watched my live last night, you'll know what I was talking about. So where the CD player was, I now have some of the heavy tubs. This is probably the strongest shelf in the Tinkerage. So I've got one of bolts, one of nuts and bolts, so it's nuts that are actually on bolts, so combined, as opposed to separate nuts which are in whammo tray here. Heavy pots of assorted screws in packets that aren't fitting in particular boxes, and unsorted posi drive and slotted screws there, and a tub of nails. Yep, that's fine. So a couple of little bits of rearrangement up in that corner. First tool mounted on the outside of this properly. That's my claw hammer, which often needs quick grab. And first one inside, I have my hacksaw. I have been debating today of moving these small drawers, which now, after a little bit of reorganisation last night, have some of, for example, small screws in that I use on a regular basis, up into the corner. But I decided against that because of, for example, the small screws that I use there. Still need to vacuum in that corner. I'll do that when I've finished here. Found my wire wool, so that's in a tin. 2 tins of resistors there, so by combining some of them into the resistor case here and into that tin, that freed up a case into which I could put my test leads and my 4mm leads as well. Following around this bench now, almost entirely clear apart from the keyboard and 3D printer and notepad. Over here, obviously I've cleared some of those whammo boxes that had the nuts and bolts off the top, so some of the other pots that were over the other side are now here. Some of these just have assorted bits and bobs in them. I don't know if I'll end up keeping those there. We'll see. Time will tell. My sockets, I had 2 blow molded cases of sockets. I've kind of compiled those together for the ones that I'm going to use, doubles of sockets, and all the extra sockets and handles that I really don't need, I've put aside, and I shall find a place for them. But I found a better tin than the one I had previously. This is the tin that used to have my heat shrink here. Heat shrink is now in the tin that used to have the jigsaw blades. The multi-tool that I picked up at the car boot sale the other day, I've taken out of the case. The blades are in with the jigsaw blades. And I found my glue gun. I spent a good hour today looking for my glue gun. I'd completely lost it. I could find my old one, which is in the house with some craft things, but I couldn't find my new Bosch. And I'm going to make a holder of some sort. But essentially it was just hiding up above my sanders. The cable, it was tucked behind so I couldn't see the green, and the cable was described with the others. I think I've gone full circle. So just some other little minor little things, but those are the main points from today. So tomorrow, which will hopefully be the last day of the reorganisation, I intend to populate 3 sides of that, populate the corner. I may or may not make a different clamp jig. Possibly I won't. That bracket seems to serve that purpose quite well. Hopefully I might rebuild these holders, although they seem to work quite well. So I shall put a few things on the outside there and populate the inside. I'll probably change that. I have more router bits than that, so I might make an additional one. I might actually make some little shelves. That might be more appropriate. I'm not sure yet. A board like that with holes in it is far quicker to make than shelves. I do have some timber that's suitable for that. So that might be the way to go. I intend to take this off and make it longer. Obviously this pallet wood box will come off the wall, and that will be, that'll be gone hopefully by tomorrow. And then I'm going to extend this across probably to about there, and then other tools will go in. I'm hoping that things will fit in nicely. I don't know if there are other things that I will populate. Obviously I've got limited space. Taking that off is going to generate obviously a huge amount of space. And I may find, of course, that I'm going to jig things around over the next few months as I get used to where tools are and which tools that I want where. But that's part of the reorganisation. That is continuous in any workshop. Probably make a holder for the glue gun. I don't like having it up there out of reach, so I want that somewhere perhaps a bit more accessible. I might consider perhaps having it mounted, although cables are always a problem with things like glue guns. I quite like the idea of maybe having it down here, or maybe on some sort of holder that I can tuck just to the side. It's always useful to have a glue gun handy. So that's the update for hopefully the penultimate day of the reorganisation. I might tomorrow run a couple of lives as I make things, but I shall see. It all depends on how quickly things are going and how easily I'm making decisions about what to put where. Thanks for watching. Do all the clicky things with like, subscribe, notifications. Please comment, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.